Hey y'all, this is Diana with Unto the Whirlwind here for personal development, self improvement, and self care for everything that's beautiful about you. Jesse, oh, trying to growl him hard. Okay, so right before I started to do this video, I was like, look what's in the background. Because I'm always like trying to check for what could be in the background, right? And there's an antenna. So I thought that would be funny to some of you to see that. Okay, yeah, regular TV exists. So look here. Um, just had an idea. And it's not really an idea. These are things that I think, and I see myself as a thought leader. So I just like to introduce thoughts, concepts, ideas, and basically share what I believe and think openly. And here's something that I've been wanting to do is to be able to express them to you all because sometimes I can just think them, but I don't have the words for them. But I've always been a poet and a writer, so eventually these are kind of like things you have to be brave about. I need to look at the camera. Sorry. See, it's a lot of work to record. Okay, look. So I wanted to be able to introduce ideas and concepts to you that I believe and that I think, but I didn't always have the words for them. So one video, which is what I'm doing now, is essentially how would we use our past, go back to our past to see what happened or how did I become um, this person, as in how did I get this conduct, this behavior. All right, where did I pick this up from, right? And so if we can see where it's exhibited in our past, I believe that we can then take that information, take that instant, that moment, that time, who it happened with, who it happened for, whatever, kind of look at all the angles and the perspectives, and then be able to say, okay, that's where I picked it up from. That's where I got it. And then some people think, well, if you say that, then aren't you placing blame on that person who maybe was involved within that story, right? And at that point, that's where people say that maybe your parents are going to feel a ways about, you know, you doing this type of work or you kind of healing, is because then it forces them to either heal or it forces them to combat. And so, point given is most times, it's like the parents are to blame. But be it true or not, we need to do the work. We need to be able to determine that. And it is not blame that is the focus. Here's the point. You go into that moment in that time where this event happened, and then this is where you first seen that reaction. And so you say, okay, that's how to do it. That's the way to be. Or someone, responded to you in such a way that was like, that was it. That's how it is done. And so the idea is that we go to that time and we see what was wrong and we see what was right and we see who said it and we see where they are now and we see what they're thinking now and we just weigh the evidence against the thought. Then at that point, I believe we can shut down that bondage there to that response, the reaction, and that we can cease to exist that way. We can say, okay, this is when it began. This is where I first saw it. This is where I picked it up. And then we can say now, with a deep breath in, if you want to, like, this is where I drop it. This is where I leave it in this time, in this space. And if we can say that as many times as we can think it, then we are using our power of thought to do a great healing in our lives. And I think that's beautiful. And so, very deep idea. You may even want to like just rewind. And I hope I was able to express it the way that I see it and think it. And so that is to me self healing. That is one way that it's done, is to really, and that's what I call unpacking your past. I call that deconstructing the past. And I don't know, I promise you, I don't know if that this is a thing that people do. I'm sure it is. Nonetheless, this is just all information that's come to me. This is how I see it. This is my perspective on it. And I believe if you, partake in that imaginative thing and you do the work, that it can happen very much the same for you. And of course, I always say you have to believe. You have to believe. You have to believe in order for any of this to happen in your life as you want it to be. You have to believe it to be. So, thank you for listening. This is Diana with Unto the Whirlwind, and I am excited that you will receive this video.